Okay, cool. So we need to draw things on the board or scan for reference with a pencil.
All right. Let's see if anybody comes up on here. I'm going through the file that you sent. Do you want? I know he'd like to see some numbers for Jordan, and I know you have them.
Yes.
So I think that would be a good idea.
Sure. Perfect.
We can go through. We saw. Before we start talking about other potential deals, maybe we should focus on the one we actually need to.
Yeah.
This is all stuff we got from Modular Living. This is really cute. We both have videos from it today. Obviously a lot more pricey.
How much?
110.
Okay.
Which that was the price
That's
she
not
quoted us. I don't know if we go through Austin if we can get a little bit less discount.
Is 110 the unit or is that foundations and all that jazz?
Unit installed, hooked up to electricity, plumbing. She said transportation maybe since it's that close. She said it might be a little more, but she
That
thought
wouldn't
that
be
was
significant,
close.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So that is the majority of everything, which is great. That's the floor plan.
How beautiful is that?
These are other modules. So there was one also that was
Yes.
all like glass. It was cool. I don't know that it would fit, and we could pull them up.
Yeah. That's interesting.
The Pratt tiny home. You wanna pull that one up and see if you can find the modular? It was like 100 or like 99.
So that, let me see. Let me see. The numbers, which one did I send you? How do you see in Drive shared? I'll just type in Bryson because I think I brought it.
Call Possibles Bryson City area. That's what you put it as.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that's the Call Possibles one. Pro forma. This is the one I was looking for. All right.
That's not the glass one. Which one was that one? Was the glass? Maybe a champion one?
Pratt.
No, Pratt is not. Pratt is this. Just this regular what she said. Is around 140k.
Oh, maybe it was the other.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if she shared another one.
try the other.
These are more expensive, but yeah, they're
I personally-
modern looking.
I personally think the one that we toured, if we're going tiny home, that would probably be the best bet.
Oh, yeah.
Versus if we do a capsule thing.
Of course, yeah, it's very different for sure.
So
It
to
would
give
look
feedback
different.
on the capsule, let's see. So I originally had reached out. They asked, what country you're from? Do you buy this house for your own residence? Project, blah blah blah. Have you ever imported anything from China before? This is the Capsule Castle House retail price, FOB price. I don't know FOB. Excluding shipping cost and tax. The furniture and appliance is optional. If you buy many houses for your project, the price will be a big discount. I mean, do you know the process of international shipping and customs clearance? We can ship the house to the seaport in Qingdao or Shanghai, and when the house arrives at your country's seaport, you need to clear customs and pick up the goods and call a trailer to transport it to your destination.
This is a big undertaking because I've watched videos. So this is called free on board. So what happens is they have their due to you obligation is to get it on the ship. And at that point, it's your responsibility to make sure it got wherever it's supposed to go. And so
as far as shipping and getting it here, so once it gets on the ship and it gets to our country's seaport,
FOB is getting it on the ship, and then that cost is to them getting it on the ship. Then every bit of cost after that,
What are you alright, yeah.
and I think it's probably loading onto the vessel, and then they have no responsibility, is what it says, after that for any potential damage or loss. And then any actual costs of getting it from the docking and stuff, even offloading it off the ship costs money because there's the
And of course, custom fee.
customs fee, then transport again, assuming wherever it makes port, which,
I got this
just have to
vacant
get it-
beach in Alaska. They could just
and then get it all the way down here.
Grady would get
Because
it.
obviously, if you buy multiple houses, blah blah blah. Okay, she said purchase 3 sets, and each set will have a discount of $1,000. Can you take a photo of your project and send it to me? Typically, we use modular house shipping. One 40-foot HQ container can transport 3 space capsules. The transportation cost is about $4,000. And then it says it has the sizes. Double-decker star capsule, height is 4.5 meters, diameter 4.16. Double-decker C5, one set, approximately $18,630. Single deck, $24,470. Which is interesting that the double decker with the automatic thing is.
North Carolina Secretary of State.
Hi, yes, ma'am. I was trying to call in. We had put in a request for a new business entity and was just trying to get a status update because I never really got an email and I'm not familiar with North Carolina and filing, so just trying to get some help.
Okay, you got an invoice number or a doc number so I can pull it up?
Let me see.
Here's one of them.
I actually have two, so I can give you the one invoice number first.
Okay.
It is 229-75975.
Name of the company?
Sea Dragon Bryson Bryson City NC LLC.
Okay, we just got it on the 13th, so we did get the form.
Okay, great.
Processing time for new filings is 15 to 20 business days.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm trying to find my other one. The other one should have been the same. That's Georgia, not North Carolina.
If it's 15 to 20 business days, is there anything else we need to do at this point, or do we just wait?
Just have to wait. Yeah, that's the processing for new filings now.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the other one here. I apologize, because when I filed mine, I don't even remember getting anything back.
Yeah, I get this.
Is it possible to look it up by the business?
What's the name of the business?
Yes, ma'am. It's all capitals, THRS, and then the other word,
THRS.
THRS, yes, ma'am. Enterprise, NC, LLC.
Yes, we got that on the 13th also.
Okay, perfect. We just wanted to make sure, again, that everything was processing. So now it's just a waiting game. So no problem.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But he's so much nicer than in Florida.
All right. Well, yeah, that is super weird. Who's this person? Where are all these random? I don't know. Hey, I saw you're gonna be on Golden Ticket on Friday in the office. That's awesome. I'll be in the office that day. Look forward to getting a chance to meet you. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
I wish there was a way I could search Blink for phone numbers.
Oh.
Why is Blink so stupid in that way? That's just like a small
It's
thing.
true. Yeah.
I can't type in a number.
We'll just say, hey, who's this? Okay, so by the time, if we really did order 3 of these, which I think the house could support it.
Remember that?
Yeah, sorry. The land could support it. I don't know which one you guys like better. Clearly the double decker looks like a straight up space capsule that would be in a movie from Mars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's cheaper. But $4,000 cost plus whatever else, like it says $18,630, assume 20 with taxes and more than that, plus shipping. Like we're gonna be at 80 grand for 3 of those, which I don't know and I think she said 4 to 6 week wait time on this.
Well, they have available and.
Oh yeah, she said we could take the model that was there.
Yeah.
Is it financeable?
It is financiable.
I
We
asked
did ask
them,
that.
like, they have a couple.
Okay, what
banks.
are the numbers?
She said
We need to find out.
she said that she didn't know exactly because they
local
were
banks. they
kind of
do that.
weird with talking to her about it. Blah blah blah. She said she thinks in the 6s.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Can
That's
you put
all.
it through Klarna or something?
What's
Like,
that?
It's one of those buy now pay later things. You've seen that? I don't know if they finance big things like that, but
Yeah, that's why I immediately said it's financeable and that's it. I mean, we can find probably, what's her name? Erica can find us a local bank to do that.
Yeah. What email is your sub 2 under?
Robert's get it hot now.
No space, just.
No.
She said, what's the name and email of your business partner? I can go ahead and move this to the right channels. We'll see.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Looking forward to meeting you. This is Hillary. I was like, it's Hillary.
Hillary Clinton.
Exactly, Hillary Clinton. Data's assistant. So,
Oh, cool.
well, Chai's. But.
So,
All right.
what do we
Boom.
what are we thinking for Bryson's? I mean,
All right. The numbers,
oh yeah.
I think, are going to play a big factor in this, right? Let's see, display. Can I just throw it up on there? According to you. Hey,
That's a pretty view. That looks familiar.
I know, right?
Dude, I need to go through the.
Ooh, we should put the drone.
Oh, yeah, I should put drone footage and let
Yes,
you see.
you do that.
I can get it from the car.
Okay, so here's our numbers
Okay.
on this. This is 2 units, which I think you've seen this spreadsheet.
You have power over here.
There's some plugs
find
like
it.
around.
I'll find it.
It's an old building. We're working on that. So ignore the calculation here that says it's a negative 89% cash on cash return because it doesn't know what it's doing at that point. It just knows that this doesn't make any sense to it because we have a carryback in there and that messes with this number here. Regardless, what we're projecting is based off of her previous rentals.
Which is going to be better.
What did you say?
It's going to be better.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. We're gonna do better because
We're better.
we're better than that. We're better than that. And then the way that I can back up this data is we'll go to awning.com, click tools, Airbnb Estimator, and then Jordan Road, Bryson City. We'll hit that, and then so we're gonna run a 3-bedroom house. It doesn't have, some fun things we should add possibly are hot tubs. But you just have to have the right place for it. So even that house alone says it should be 54K. Like their estimates I think are a little high, honestly, but you can pull in Rabu and on AirDNA and they're gonna say somewhere in that range. So that's based off of a 3-bedroom and then if you have a 1, there you go, and it technically can fit 4 because we have a fold-out couch in the studio, and that's 34. So already there, like it's saying, hey, it should be like 80 or something, like 70 to 80. And then once we add a 3rd unit, now we're at over 100,000 easy,
Oh, wow.
or additional units. Now the numbers do change a little bit when you click has a hot tub. It goes from 34 to 46.
Wow.
And the cost of a hot tub right now, that the last one we put in was about $3,000 to $5,000 depending on where you get it from and all that stuff.
Okay.
I have not run into any issues with the hot tub. I just told my cleaner how to do it. I was like, I buy all the chemicals, I put it in a lockbox, and I say, stick this stick in here. It'll tell you what chemicals to put in it, and then she just does that. Do. And it's super easy.
Okay.
I know a lot of people complain about them. You do have to, you have to be careful, but my cleaner at least, takes care of it. So this is just kind of where we get the numbers from. What we can do essentially, this number, I don't remember what this number actually changes. Wait. Yeah, price per unit. It calculates in a price per unit. That's kind of irrelevant to what we're doing. I would say that this calculator is not well built out for tons of units because you just kind of have to put in like whatever your projected revenue is. I'm gonna say we could use that as our baseline, and already you can see from day one we should be cash flowing about $2,000 average. Like some months are gonna be way higher, like Christmas.
Yeah, we'll build up reserves and just leave it in there. And
Exactly.
I don't know what your plan is to do with cash flow, but
Stick it in the bank.
okay, that's exactly what our thought was too. We don't expect to be paid monthly. Like we put it in the bank, repairs or next property.
Yeah, increase our net worth essentially.
Exactly.
Just
I think
hold on.
I think just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Because,
with
Yeah,
that.
but are
of
we all?
course.
We're all in that same spot,
Yeah.
like we have other things covering our life right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, good.
As long as this doesn't become a monthly expense overall, obviously there'll be months that
you sure you don't want to buy something that loses $7,000 a month?
Yeah.
Easy, Brian. Easy.
Oh man.
Literally, we were like, we looked at the numbers, and he walks through this whole thing, and he goes, "Well, yeah, some people." And we're like, "What? Like what?" And he's still marketing it like that. I'm like, dude, like,
He was
save yourself
super
some time.
weird.
But maybe
Oh,
that's why
man.
he's so short. He's like,
Yeah.
let somebody else figure it out. And then when we finally did the due diligence on it and walked the numbers, he's like, "Well, yeah." It's like,
He was like fighting me up through the end to make certain terms and things work out, and I was like, that doesn't, like, I'm fine with losing money because I get this massive chunk at the front and I know how to lend it and make money off
Correct.
of it, and we can improve the property, but it didn't make
Yeah.
any sense. It was so
I
unfortunate.
have another one in Cherry Log / LJ, North Georgia.
Yeah?
Just got the Google sent on the way here, and I was like, send me the information.
That's
Comes
great.
fully furnished, 68K revenue. Anyway, I digress. Here I go.
Ideally,
Yeah.
we will buy more of these where we
Yes.
don't necessarily have to take all the money we get from it to make more improvements, because I have several that I'm working on where we just take the money, ideally.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch the Owners Club training right now, Pace is like, the next, 2 years are going to be really hard for sellers to sell houses, so it's an ideal situation for something really creative.
Which
It was in the calendar series, Mount Everest series. It was video number 6 of.
We got some trainings to watch to stay. We both like on the way back, and then I have an hour and a half
6
after home,
hours,
so
yeah.
7.5.
Well-
I might be crashing at Forest Hill.
We need a plane. See, I have a pilot right here in town with a plane. I'm still trying. I haven't bought my ticket for Aspire, for tickets for the event or for the flight, because the flight prices, I was gonna buy it,
I just hold.
and Teddy was gonna come, but then we delayed, and then the price is like a lot more.
Yeah, I would just
So,
hold for right now. I mean, there's so
I
many
would like to
things.
go to it because so many of you guys.
Wait,
are
which
down
one is
there.
that?
Aspire. It's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, when's
it's
it
in
gonna
June
be?
3rd, in 2 weeks.
OMG, I didn't even know
You should
that.
sign up for
I
it.
didn't
that-
even know.
I don't know that I've signed up for it yet either.
This guy
Whoa.
is.
You know.
Oh, yeah, Aspire.
What?
Let me do this one here. Actually, I don't want to bother you. I have a guy who said he can give us a 40%. I was able to personally get you a 40% additional coupon off any ticket for the event. It's only valid today. So 40% off, so it's like 20 something bucks. How many of those 40% off can you get me and my friends? It wasn't super crazy. It's just my phone doesn't update the price. That was the main thing. Is I'm flying to Portland next week. So I fly to Phoenix on Thursday. Then I'm back by Saturday morning, and then I fly out to Portland on Tuesday. I leave at 5 a.m. I land there at 10 a.m. I hang out with Devon for 10 hours, and then I fly back and I land Tuesday early morning. So that's kind of what I do right now. We're testing it out as like a theory of how I can like hop out for business trips without being away for very long. Yeah, I think the price went up a little bit. They had a cheaper price at Split. Okay, so Bryson City, I project will be on average, like there'll be some months where we don't make any money, there'll be months where we do make money, because the way Bryson City works is it shuts down in January and February, basically.
Yeah, that's what she was saying, yeah.
Which is a perfect time for us to go up there and work from Bryson City.
But,
Exactly.
but what she said, the smaller units, what they like little couples go.
Oh, that's true. She did say, and well, that's more December, but for the
She said
Smoky
January.
Mountain Express, like the
Yes.
yeah,
Families
She said
love
January,
it.
February.
January, February, get away from the couples from Atlanta, and then we'll get into the
Smaller
listing.
unit, yeah.
There's two actually. I'm listening. I've heard these numbers before. I'm listening, but I'm also. This agent is fantastic, and
Yeah.
so if you don't come to Aspire, I have a town hall meeting for you to go to in Bryson City that she talked about for this airfield could be very beneficial for us to hear, see all of that.
Yes, I really want to talk about that. So what else do we need to talk about this? I think the projections based on the individual units that you're doing, we can also just say copy paste studio. No matter how cool whatever unit we put, we're just gonna take the numbers that the studio should perform at, which will be about 30,000, and throw that on one of the other ones.
And so definitely if you can finance that would be ideal.
Ideally. Yeah. So there's a couple options on the financing is figure out whatever they offer us. There's the other option, we can get a business credit card and liquidate it. That's another option. But
If you can get a local bank,
Should be
yeah,
able
we
to
can
get-
tell Erica, if they would do that.
yeah,
What they need.
I would love to find somebody. I have a local bank that will fund the new construction if you own the land outright. But obviously we can't because there's debt on it. So
Oh, okay, if it's outright, okay.
yeah, that's unfortunate. But
Or we can put lien against the actual properties.
on the properties, yeah.
Existing properties, yeah.
You guys didn't buy Aspire tickets, did you?
No.
No.
How many people would want to go to Aspire?
I mean, it's my hometown. I would go with you.
5 to 10.
Yeah.
I'll say 5 to 10. See how many. This guy said I can get you 40% off. He said, "How many friends you got?" It's like maybe 5 to 10. Because Anne was talking about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Luz might be down that way.
It's June 3rd, right?
Yeah, June 3rd.
Yeah, it's 13 days.
It's fun, but mostly because we can get together, we can make content, we can be inspired, and I like going to these events because it keeps the gravy train rolling.
9 to 5. Yeah, I would go.
Okay, cool. I will get the tickets cheaper. Okay, so
And you obviously know. Well, I think you said you were flying in and flying out, but if you need a place to stay.
yeah, most likely I'm gonna fly in and be landing at the airport by 8:30. So it starts before
See if
then.
you can get one to Sanford. Sanford Airport. I can pick you up from Sanford.
Sanford.
And it might be cheaper. That's the one we were just talking about. And I actually have to drop my van off at Sanford that morning because we have a van rental coming in at the same time.
Sanford. That's interesting. I've not looked that one up. I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
look that one up. So this is 100K. Okay, so this number. Oh, wait a minute. Monthly revenue. I think this is based off of this. Oh no, this was already based off of. This is based off of 3 units. This is based off of two units at her previous year where she didn't operate most of last year. This is the based off of the 3 units without hot tubs and with. Man, I don't remember how we left this spreadsheet, but I think it was based off 3. We're gonna be making money, so to improve the property is add a 3rd unit and then, or 3rd and 4th units, and then add hot tubs to get you money, especially up there. We have a hot tub here, and it seems to help, but not as much as it does up there. So
Over there, yeah, absolutely.
so that's that one. That one's fun. We do not fly to Sanford. There are no routes from Greenville to Sanford.
Oh no, over here. It's
But that's okay.
Asheville, North Carolina, I know they have that.
Yeah, Asheville.
Yeah.
It's
Which
a
is pointless for you. Well, yeah, for you to fly. For us to go Sanford to Asheville, we need
And
to come
then
up here.
Go to Rangel City, goes 1 hour.
Yeah, that's
Not
good.
that I was just gonna say that'd be perfect if it was on your path, but that's not on your path. You
Yeah.
go over.
it doesn't make
But
sense.
which is fine. I mean, it's I'd almost rather that than for me it's a 10-hour drive. For you, it's an 8-hour drive. Like, but
No, yeah,
if I'm going up there to stay for a while, like some of these projects, dude, it could be days I would drive. So I have a car. I almost brought my tent and my sleeping bag, and I really wish I had because we stayed at the brewery with the partial owner last night until like 11. He just talked. We learned a lot, but
Give you a lot of information.
yeah, he
I didn't bring
recruited
the fire
us, and it was just pitched in. It's just the perfect, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it was
Crazy.
pretty cool. It was
Wow.
pretty cool. Okay,
That time
so
is
We're good on here. We just need to know how to put that 3rd unit on. What our best option to finance this or the.
we need to find out. And actually, Javier mentioned
Somebody else.
if we wanted something else as far as a tiny home. He had other options. So obviously, I'd love to do business with Austin and have his input. He actually asked us to make a story and a reel. I'll do that on the way home.
Perfect.
But if he can get us a better price or whatever, because originally when
Okay.
he mentioned it, I thought he.
we can also ask Erica, her boss.
Oh, yeah.
If they finance it, that's very nice homes, and it's 120, a little bit more.
120, 125.
But
It was gorgeous.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
And
very
if
modern.
it's very similar to that and they finance it, that would increase our revenue.
Oh
very
yeah,
much.
or like 10K more, like all day long.
So he said 140, but her price was like 120 or 125. And the reason we were talking about him because this wedding venue is on 5 acres, and it's prime for adding tiny homes all like 4 to 6, 8 all across it to be able to rent as well as the 4,500 square foot house.
Wow.
And she's like, "Oh, you guys like those?" It's like, "That's my old boss. I get them at a discount." And I was like, "Really?" She already has an electrician and a plumber in town that she kept raving about. Her husband owns a landscaping business, so anything we need, he would take care of for us. Clearly, she's gonna have some list. Like she had insight on everything: the town, the city, the airstrip.
And she's a go-getter. Like she was on it. Like yeah, just the night like oh my gosh.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Seriously very cool.
Wow. Well, we just need the terms from her, right?
So she's getting wait for which one?
Any of these houses.
Any of these houses. So, and I actually just separated two. Do you have the Google sheet?
You sent me one. Oh yeah, I have it up here.
So I'm gonna put them all on one sheet, and I'm actually adjusting it as we go. She said, "Don't go here. That's a bad area." Elk Road. We're not going there.
Okay, let me throw the rest into the chat.
Well, while we go on the road, we can give her a call and find out if she can.
She said she was working on some stuff, and I feel bad. I mean, we just took her last.
That's okay. But about the mobile home over there, tiny home.
I just texted her about these because there's two. Oh, okay, and she's already back. She just texted me. Holly, you're not. Oh, wow. You're not missing much. I had that listed when these people bought it. The land is not at all usable and the view is growing back in. I may had a view because the previous owner had a good relationship with the neighbor that owned the land below. I don't think the current owners maintain a relationship because they stated they couldn't open the view anymore. The cabin itself has a lot of potential, but in my opinion, there are much better properties to focus our efforts on, unless they want to be a better price tag on that one.
Which
I can do a video tour of Black Forest if you'd like. Unahala. This. So I thought this was amazing. That's what I just read about. So she says no.
trust
She
her.
says no.
Yes,
Okay.
this is the one we didn't get to see, which I'm actually pretty upset. Look at that view.
Why we didn't get to see?
We ran out of time, bro. That was next on our list.
We should have paid the time.
Almost
that. Okay, that's alright.
That's pretty amazing. My only concern is the nightly rates in Bryson City are considerably lower. So investing that much capital in something that can only has so many bedrooms
True. And it's
doesn't
one
make
unit versus-
sense.
Okay.
But in Gatlinburg, it might. I mean,
If
but
it was that price, but yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get that view and forget.
do you remember when I was in Gatlinburg and I underwrote like that $2 million cabinet? I was like, you paid this thing off in like just a few years.
Which
It
is
was crazy.
because of the nightly rate.
Yeah, like how occupied they are. And honestly, like I've gone to two places we go to constantly is Orlando and Gatlinburg. And pretty much everybody I ever talked to says don't invest in there. Like, it's oversaturated. It's like, but the numbers don't lie. It's crazy.
Jeez.
And how often I go to those places. I go to Orlando. We went down to Winter Haven twice last year. I went to Florida 4 times last year. And then we went to Gatlinburg the previous year like 3 times, and last year at least twice.
Gatlinburg is awesome.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Oh man.
So even if we can get this seller financed though, instead of you're thinking DSCR or Morby only for these acquisitions, correct?
I would prefer those unless the seller financing options gets us out of pocket very little.
Very little, correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Let me
Why
see.
would you prefer this year loan?
Because with the Morbies, we get paid at closing.
Okay. Makes
I like
sense.
getting paid at closing.
Okay. But if you get the seller financing better terms, still, you would rather to have.
Okay, so this is my fancy calculator. Basically, I'm putting this in, making this into a web app because I get a bunch of people who say, "What's your buy box?" and stuff, and I have a buy box, and you can type in all the information. But I'm gonna make all of this is gonna be hidden, and all that they're gonna see is like, what's the address, what's the purchase price, what's the income, and then I'll do a little calculation of what I'm willing to pay somebody. I think I actually have it on another thing called teaching sheet. This is what I send to people. So when people ask me, hey, what do you want to buy? I was like, Morby Methods on creative. If anybody's open to anything creative, pitch this to them, and what I say is, hey, since you're open to seller financing, would you be open to seller financing a smaller portion of it? We'll fund most of it with a bank, and you just have to carry back a smaller portion. And most people are like, oh, that's cool, great. So this is what I came up with, this whole calculator, that they don't need to know this information. When I turn it into a web app, it's all gonna be hidden. All that they have to do is type in the address, the purchase price, and how much money it makes. And I tell them how to do that. It's like, go get the monthly income from Zillow, pop it in there, and then copy this box and send it to the seller or the agent. And when they say yes, this number right here is how much you're gonna make. And I'm gonna hide some of the fields because technically it says to Chad, 34 grand, and you only make $2,000.
Okay, gotcha.
But the problem with this whole thing is that's debt. Like, that's not like me, that's not profit. I don't take it.
Of course.
Because over here on my other one, my Morby method, this is my full calculation. What I have is I have all of my stuff, my cost, and then I say, this is how much it actually makes. And obviously it technically is negative, like $1,000. But I lend the money at basically 20% 3 times a year. And then, so here's my profit, that minus there. I also get depreciation, and my taxable income decreases because I can run the depreciation against it. And then my taxes are, and my net is right there. So then I look at that number and I say, okay, this property makes sense for me to buy. That's how I run my numbers. So, and the fun part is like, you can just like literally just, you only have to adjust the 2 gray fields and everything in the thing changes. Which is nice. So, yeah, but we're turning it into a web app, and we're actually turning it into an AI-driven based program.
Who's we? Who did you do this with? This is, I mean, it's impressive.
I did this by myself. I came up with the base premise of what I want all the AI tools to do. Caleb is already marketing the product. Caleb's building it. I could build it too. Basically I feed all my stuff through ChatGPT and I say, here's a business idea, let's build the base model of it. And then we'll get to the end of it where we have a very concise market and demographic. I say, write a prompt to Manus that will build the tool for me. I throw it in there and then it tells me, hey, go run these shell commands. And then I go into my server and I say install node, load packages, and then feed all the stuff into it. It makes the web app.
That's awesome.
But Caleb, he's gonna do it because I'm too lazy. So basically what...
No, because you have too many damn things.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But what's gonna happen is, this is the premise for an AI agent. Here's the pitch for Deal IQ. You know how you pay for things and you get leads? You always get leads, right? But do leads mean you actually get sales? Like, you don't. Like, we've used Prop AI and Batch Leads and Deal Sauce and PropStream and all the fun things, and we're texting and cold calling all these people, and then you just pay for another system to deal with getting leads and following up on leads. And that's exhausting. Like, everybody knows what they want. They just want to buy a property, or they want to sell a property. They just want to get to the end, and what we're offering is that product. Instead of going and getting leads, we just send you deals. Every Monday, you get an email in your inbox that says, here's some properties, this is how much they cost, or if you're buying them with a Morby, this is how much you get paid at closing, here's the numbers, are you interested, do you want it? We've already done all the legwork, and the reason for that legwork is we have this system, we're connecting with the MLS, we're scraping all the properties that make sense, our AI tools and agents, our stuff is skip tracing, running it, talking to everybody, and handling the conversation, getting them right to that finishing line, and then you just say, hey, we'll just ask you, what's your buy box? And you say, it's this. And then on Monday you get an email with only properties in your buy box that have already been negotiated, that hit the criteria, and then we say, do you want to buy it? And it's just a silver platter method. So.
Love it.
He's kind of smart.
I'm not kidding.
And he doesn't stop. He's like that.
It's hard to stop.
It's a sickness. No, it's
Jeez,
not. No,
wow.
it's not. She's going to get us information for Ray, who's our old boss,
Okay.
on how we can get in touch.
Perfect.
No rental numbers on Black Forest, this one. The reason is it was a vacation home for the owners. The current owner is selling because her husband died and built it, and then he passed away not long ago, and she doesn't want to come back to the property. It's been listed for
Black
102 days. Yeah, the amazing view. This. So again, unless we only came out of pocket a very small amount, but it was listed.
Is she open to creative?
And the beautiful thing about this agent is I never feel bad about. Oh well, it was already contingent. Listed for sale at $840. Price change after a month and a half. $819. It went contingent.
She wants to get rid of it.
Then
It's
listed
like,
for sale $818. $799.
she got 50K, 70K.
Here we go. Let's do this.
But it's gorgeous. That view. I mean, even though it's Bison City.
All right. Then what we'll do is we'll go over here, copy that.
That
And then we'll take this.
What's it?
All right. And this property is $799,900. And then we're gonna do the income is actually, let's see,
What's the address?
awning.
Black Forest.
479.
And this is a 3-4. 3, 4. And it doesn't have, it has,
16.
does it have a hot tub is the question.
Which one?
Black Forest.
1603 Black Forest Drive.
It has a hot tub.
Yeah.
Which is helpful. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like multi-layered outside.
It
too.
has to
Man,
be
why
bigger
do you
than
love
3
that?
bedrooms.
That's this that I'm going to show you is listed as a 4.5. It has about 8 bedrooms, but it only has a septic.
Two septic.
So
Yeah.
technically
It's
it can't
between
miss.
8-10 grand a septic. Thanks.
So hey, this has an outdoor
That
wood
view,
burning
dude.
fireplace, amazing view, swing, hot tub, yes. The view is incredible. Big
inside is
open
beautiful, too.
A-frame inside. There's an inside wood burning fireplace.
Are you talking about Black Forest?
Yes.
Yeah.
This place is a
That's
huge
insane.
wraparound couch. The kitchen's not that big for something like this. I'm kind of surprised, but it's got a decent little island, a little kitchen nook off to the side to sit
It's a
to.
5-acre lot. Too.
Is it?
Big.
I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're gonna add. But so here's a couple problems with adding things. Is
Costs money.
money, but it's not so much electric or
Septic.
water, it's sewer.
Yeah.
And so getting a sewer or getting septic installed is expensive and there's logistics.
Yeah.
So there's another option that one, if you have if you build another unit that's pretty close to it, or you build a temporary unit, you basically set up
Wet bar.
one of those tents,
Mm-hmm.
or you set
That's
up a
cool.
dome house or something that is allowed because it's a temporary structure, like those little dome tree things. Anything like that we build, all we have to do is make sure it's higher than where the current septic is, and then we
So
can
all the shit flows down.
yeah, exactly. And then, and even if you can't and you want to put stuff on different places, there are portable septic containers that we've looked into, which are nasty. But they're like a big rolling cart, a little shorter than this table, and they're about that tall. And you hook it underneath the unit, and then you just fill it up, and then you train a cleaner or somebody to change out the septic tank, and then you just have to offload it somewhere.
Yeah, she said it's around 8-10K
Yeah.
per septic.
Or you can also they have a pump. You can get them installed right in a toilet to pump fluid up. So if say you have a basement that you want to convert and you want to have a toilet down there, you'll grind it and pump it up to that pipe. Or you can use it as like a transfer station. So they're like $500 a kit. And you can put one at the unit and it'll pump it so far and you can get yourself uphill to wherever your septic is. Now you're adding bedrooms.
So it looks like all below that's the house up there on the hill.
Yeah.
That's all the
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting lot.
Excuse me.
So this is my problem with that property.
54K annual
That's
revenue. Yeah.
And awning typically shoots high, and you can see all the surrounding stuff, like blah, blah, blah. There's way too much data there to really look at. I don't even think I'm logged in. But
So how come is that the little one generating that income and this one doesn't?
2 units.
Because it's
multiple units
multiple
and
units.
proximity. So we're here. The Bryson City, the other one we're buying is right here, much closer. You get really close, you're going to be doing really well. But it is the number of units per property that really makes it outstanding because your base cost of holding doesn't change.
So so this is perfect. Stay here.
Yep.
I don't know that would make sense unless we got great seller finance terms. I'll pitch that to her. I would like to underwrite this one. I think that he and I, there's 2 that we really liked. One already has 2 operating units. Both come fully furnished. It's an investor selling it. They bought it. They did a full renovation, everything outfitted, and they're moving on. They're moving back to Biloxi. And she's like, they speak investor, so I know that they wouldn't be totally opposed to a creative offer. I'd like to introduce you to 26 Yodeler's Hollow Road.
Ooh.
It is very cute.
2 units, yeah.
2-1 and a 1-1 up above. So not huge, but
the 1-1 rent is actually better.
yeah, the 1-1 rent's better. So this is the view from
Yep.
out front. Second one is up here.
Very cute, modern, very good looking.
So
yeah.
2 parking lots for this, and then 2 off to the side here, and there's a separate lead up, walk up here. They connect. It's got its own little fire pit and hot tub. This one has its own fire pit and hot tub. Fire pit, I think, is off to the side. The top one has a grill, a microwave, a little coffee maker. This is the view from the front porch. View's not incredible, but it reminds me similar of Jordan Road, but honestly a little